Hello everyone, this is Beastly Eel here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the latest episode of Miss Marvel. So in this episode, there are some spoilers ahead, so please pause the video and watch it, because I think there are going to be some major plot points that have been shown in this one, but won't show how important they are until later in the series, but I digress. So let us get right in. So we find out that after the events of what happened at Avengers Con, um, the girl that Kamala saved, she was super popular because of it, talking about how she was saved and how it was this great girl, and she even named the superhero as Hardlight, which I find hilarious. That being said, so there's a big, huge thing about that. So Kamala decided to start training with her friend, and she's starting to understand her powers a little bit better. We see in the beginning she is very bad at it. I mean, very bad. She towards the end of her training montage, we see her do a heck of a lot better. During this, we also find out that her friend was accepted to this great program in California for the next semester for free, and he's not sure if he wants to take it because of Kamala. Now, there's been a new guy that's been added to the fun. He has just shown his face. He was shown in school, Kamran. He is a senior, and he is very popular. And he takes a liking to Kamala right away. He gets invited to this party, everything else. They go to this party. The police get involved. They escape, thanks to Kamran kind of helping them out. And then he gives Kamala his phone number and basically states that they should hang out and he'll gladly teach her how to drive. All this is going on. They continue on. So she gets driving lessons from him, and she is a horrible, horrible driver. I'm sorry. And he's aware of it, but it's just definitely interesting and fun. So while this is going on, her brother stops in and sees this, and she explains that he's a cousin, and it's not that big of a deal, blah, blah, blah. And they kind of let it go. So she continues to train and everything else. And then we go to this big event at the mosque. Not in the mosque, but kind of the celebration of Muslim culture, and talking about what's going to be happening and everything else. While this is happening, we also know that there's a big story about Kamala's mother's side of the family, where there was great shame, and it still isn't clear exactly what was happening. It stems from her great-grandmother, and nobody really likes to talk about it, mother included. So while this event is going on in the city, she then is trying to get as much information as possible about what was going on in the past. Kind of explaining, kind of have a better idea of who her mother is, who her mother's side of the family was, and why she was banished. Anyway, while we are going through this, we also notice that she's starting to see visions of somebody. She's not quite sure who it is. So when she uses her powers too much, there's somebody who's like beckoning to her. I'm assuming it's her great-grandmother, but it's not clear or anything else. That being said, we continue on. While this is going on, that girl that was saved by Kamala is being interrogated by the DODC. For those of you who don't know who they are, even though they've not mentioned who they are yet in the show, it is very obvious because we see the guy from the Spider-Man movies, and they are actually called the United States Department of Damage Control. We've seen them before where they've pretty much, they clean up the city. That's pretty much what their job is. In this particular one, as they are government officials now, they are actually now hunting, collecting, and obtaining all-powerful and alien technology. So they look for anything. They are now questioning where there is an enhanced and where to find her. She kind of gives away that she's a Muslim, the woman who saved her, and they start going through all the mosques. There's a young boy who's about to fall out of a tower, out of one of the things while he's trying to take a selfie, which is so bad. Kamala gets into her outfit and goes to save him. She kind of gets him to a safe spot for a second, and then she sees this woman trying to beckon to her, and she freaks out, and the thing shatters underneath the kid, and she tries to save him and everything else, and she definitely slows down his fall, but it sounds like he hits it hard enough to break his ankle. Now, this continues on. She tries to escape because she freaks out that she almost killed the kid. The DODC goes to capture her. She destroys everything. We see like drones that are very similar to the ones from Far From Home, and she destroys them with ease, and she hops over the the crew, basically, all of the guys trying to stop her, and she escapes thanks to Kamran. And in the back of his car, she sees the woman that she's been seeing inside of the visions, I guess you would say, kind of beckoning towards her. And I'm taking a guess that it's her great-grandmother. That does not mean I'm correct, but that's my guess right now. So that being said, that's how the episode ends, and she kind of introduces herself to Kamala. Not her name or anything else, but that, all that stuff. So, a lot of things to unpack here. The episode was definitely jam-packed with some stuff. She's definitely understanding her powers more, and that they're coming from her, not the actual bangle, which is very interesting. So, there's the one thing I want to talk about first is Kamran. Kamran is a character that was introduced in 2015. He is not a big character, but he's someone that kind of grew up with the family, near the family and everything else. Well, he was exposed to a specific type of mist that activated his inhuman abilities, which in the comics, he has the ability to, his entire body emits a glowing bluish-white energy, and he uses that stored energy within his body and channels it to discharge it as a shock, like an energy blast, or he transfers it to an object, causing it to glow and explode, which is very similar to Gambit. That being said, if this goes very similar to the comics, this will be one of two things. They will either go the Inhuman route, or they will go towards the mutant route, which opens both doors, which would be very interesting and very cool, because it kind of opens up the door of mutants. That being said, we also get to see Damage Control for real. So we kind of saw them a little bit picking up the trash of the Avengers battle. This time we see them as a U.S. department. So they are actually part of the U.S. government, and they are trying to track down all metahumans and enhanced beings. So they're trying to figure out what's going on, and we don't know if they're good or bad, but I'm going to go with probably not good. They are the U.S. government after all. That being said, there's a lot that could be happening in these next few episodes. Very curious at what direction they go in. Are they going to go with Kamala being an Inhuman or a mutant, or what? So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens. I'm very interested to see. I'm assuming you guys are too. Let me know in the comments below. Did you like this episode? Did you not? Definitely curious at what you guys think. I thought it was a good episode. It's definitely telling a nice and decent story so far, and it seems to be going well for the most part. Now, that being said, if you like the content you see, please like and subscribe below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a great night.